It has just gone 8 o'clock Central African time. Good evening and welcome to the news bulletin at 8, brought to you by Eswatini TV. My name is Sanebo Ngwana, alongside is Zamanzi Manzi. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. We're coming to you live from our Hospital Hill studios in Babane, and these are your top stories tonight. La Kobetelago continue with their royal duty of weeding royal fields. Senior citizens of Mapalaleni constituency founded the Golden Star project, which is a maize mill equipment. And the late Voivo Nzinisa has been described as the encyclopedia of health promotion in the country. And now the news in detail. La Kobetela will continue with their royal duty of weeding royal fields. Now the regiment today proceeded to Pondo Royal Field.
On the third day of weeding royal fields, warriors are still energetic and excited in doing the activity. This follows the commencement of weeding royal fields, which started on Monday morning. Today, the regiment proceeded to Pondo Royal Field, and the COVID-19 restrictions and regulations are still being observed. After they were done weeding, they then proceeded to Bulletin rural residence.
Majaha ngoba ke singamajaha silibutho siyahlonipha. Hlonipho behamba ne-order. Sihlala se-ordeni sidawuva ukuthi kusasa ingozi sikhipha isibhekisa kuphi. Ngiloko majaha.
Senior citizens of Mapalaleni constituency founded the Golden Star project, which is a maize mill equipment. Now, the cooperative's chairperson Zandile Mazia commends the government of the Kingdom of Eswatini for funding these projects, which costs about 1 million emalangeni through the Regional Development Fund. Mazia was speaking with relevant stakeholders and ministries which visited the project to see its progress.
Senior citizens of Mapalaleni constituency's dream of owning a maize mill came true through the assistance of the Regional Development Fund. According to the Golden Star Cooperative chairperson Zandile Mazia, this journey started years ago as they used to sell farming inputs and went on to as far as weeding fields. She says that the structure and the equipment came as a result of unity that exists among the constituency, chiefdom, and the Ministry of Dinkhundla.
Yafika ke inkhundla nene bekunene yasiqada. Yasiqada lenkhundla yasiqatulula yakhipha lokubonile yafaka lokukahle lokuvuthiwe yasithatha inkhundla yaqhubeka nathi lapho yaza yofika nathi etiko lelikhulu lasehhovisi eMbabane bathuthukisa nabo beta basiqada nene bokunene saze savuthwa size sibe njena nje singenxa yayo inkhundla yaseMaphalaleni leyasisita kangaka.
Buyisile Xaba, the Ministry of Dinkhundla's promotional officer, congratulated the founders of the project and encouraged young people to draw an inspiration from this project.
Sikhwama setinkhundla baseMaphalaleni basilandzele umgomo waso. Sikhwama setinkhundla sekunciphisa sicedze buphuya eMaswatini. Siyabona ke lokhu eMaswati buyancipha buyaphela buphuya ngoma itolo sitile sitangetigulumba letimbili eMaphalaleni.
Lupujini Inner Council Shishibala Masego says the project is as a result of the Dinkhundla system that seeks to alleviate poverty and bring development to the people.
Sibonga kakhulu uhulumende lomkhulu kulomsebenzi omhle nakangaka. Sibonga kakhulu ngathi uNkulunkulu angabusisa.
Mapalaleni Member of Parliament Mabulala Masego says the constituency has quite a number of income-generating projects funded by the Regional Development Fund.
Mafutsa ka hulumende wetinkhundla lawo. Mafutsa hulumende lathi akusukume bonela majaha khona kulendzawo. Kube ngawo lataqhuba lentuthuko. Kungasuku lenyejale leyolandva leshiselweni kusuke selimele eMaphalaleni. Kepha uthi labantu bakulendzawo abatimele bona. Sithi ke asibonge kubambisana ngobe besingeke sigijime sifike la singakabambiseki. Inkhundla lengisebenta kuyo ngiyatigqabha ngayo.
The government of Eswatini allocates 3 million emalangeni in all the Dinkhundla centers within the country to fund projects that alleviate poverty as per the mandate of the fund. For Eswatini TV News Sondomlangeni with Temba Shabangu in Mapalaleni.
The late Voivoi Nzinisa has been described as the encyclopedia of health promotion in the country now. That's according to the Director of Health Services, Dr. Vusi Makakula, following the passing on of Health Promotion Officer Voivoi Nzinisa, who passed on the 25th of December.
Lamacembu lesithi asengcupheni noma ase ebucayini bokuhanjiswa iCovid. Sacala ngithi 70 empilo kodwa abantu abadala kwaya ngekwehla nyalo sesicala 12 years.
The Ministry of Health is deeply saddened by the passing of Voivoi Nzinisa, commonly referred to as Mage Vivi. Mage Vivi passed away on the 25th of December this year. The Director of Health Services, Dr. Vusi Makakula, says Mage Voivoi will be remembered for her endless dedication and good heart.
Abe umuntu lo watiko impela umsebenzi wakhe nangikhuluma nje team yakhe basho kona ukuthi awu beka encyclopedia indzaba tonke taba health noma ngiphi wena mbuzulwane wena SRH wena dental wena bani beka nguyena vele nje angumholi anama leadership skills akhe lamahle when it came to that. aphindze analo kuba lesimo sakho sokuba phansi. Yebo kuyadadonga into yakho yakwati konke kodwa abuye phansi akhona ukukutshela ukuthi no kwenziwe kanje kwenziwe kanje kwenziwe kanje kushiya nje igap le bakhona wena abanye basebenza nabo le batawuchuba basebenze kepha yena sabe solo simkhumbula sibalile kakhulu egameni lenduna egameni lentiko egameni lahulumende bakanzinisa ukuthi awu akwehlanga lokungehle nabakithi.
Makevoivoi worked at the Sitegi Good Shepherd Hospital, Fonjeni Clinic, Public Health Unit, SNAP, and at the Health Promotion Department. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkel Suekoza in Mbabane.
The number of people taking the COVID-19 vaccine seems to be impressive and on the rise in the Lubombo region. Some have been experiencing flu-like symptoms thus getting tested for COVID-19 immediately. The deputy government spokesperson Tabile Mdluli says crossover events are expected to be not more than 3 hours long. Tabile was clarifying the confusion concerning whether or not crossover events are allowed.
Following the Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini's end-of-year statements where he mentioned that we are still battling the COVID-19 pandemic as a country, the regulations may be relaxed, but night vigils and kufugama during funerals as well as cooking during funerals are still prohibited. Government also announced that there will be no crossover events due to the pandemic. This has created confusion amongst members of the public where some posters and crossover events are still being advertised on social media and on the streets as well as billboards. The deputy government spokesperson Tabile Mdluli clarifies the issue concerning crossover events.
As I speak, we are under adjusted risk level 1, where the regulations stipulate that if religious gatherings should happen, they should happen within 3 hours, not exceeding 3 hours. What that means is that churches, religious organizations, religious formations, they can meet as long as they stick to the COVID-19 regulations of not exceeding 3 hours, of always wearing their masks, of always sanitizing or washing their hands, and social distancing. Likewise, when it comes to entertainment events, the regulations are quite clear in terms of that only outdoor activities are allowed, and for people not exceeding 500, and also for a period not exceeding 2.5 hours. So as long as people are actually going to stick to the 2.5 hours, 500 outdoors, and actually have observed all the COVID-19 protocols, then they shouldn't have a problem.
Tabile encourages members of the public to be cautious while having fun and ensure that they follow the regulations. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Kian MCB, Mbabane.
The number of people taking the COVID-19 vaccine seems to be impressive and on the rise in the Lubombo region. Some have been experiencing flu-like symptoms, thus getting tested for COVID-19 immediately.
Many people in the Lubombo region seem to be getting vaccinated for COVID-19 as numbers in the region of people getting vaccinated seem to be on the rise. What has been observed is that upon having flu-like symptoms and that of COVID, are a wake-up call that they should get vaccinated before it's too late and get tested for COVID. Boniface Mamba, who is in the Lubombo region COVID-19 task team, says they've been receiving people who flock to get vaccinated and get tested for COVID when they experience flu-like symptoms.
Tinombolo tiyenyuka impela ikakhulu sibakhuthaze even noma batestile ukuthi balethe netihlobo tabo ngisho basentingaveli tingacali kubonakala ngama symptoms so siyabakhuthaza ukuthi bete so mbele impela vele bayeda labanye nje ubone balethe imindeni yabo bagcwele imoto then bafike batest nalabanye ama-17 bafike batitshele 70 tibuye test.
Mamba encourages people to get vaccinated since it is free and voluntarily do so before they can have symptoms. As of Tuesday, there were 312 confirmed cases and 8 deaths. 98 are currently admitted in hospital. There are currently 6,998 active cases and 295,221 have fully vaccinated as of yesterday. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Kian MCB, Mbabane.
The Meteorology Department has announced that more rains can be expected this week. Now, the Ministry of Agriculture has, on another note, advised that farmers can constantly keep in touch with agricultural extension officers on which crops are suitable during this time.
The Meteorology Department has announced that more rains will be received this week. Hlatikulu recorded the highest rainfall with 71.6 millimeters in the recent rains, followed by Tokotveni with 63.4 millimeters, Mbabane with 58.8 millimeters, Ngwenya received 63 millimeters. Lomahasha received the least with 18.8 millimeters, followed by Tekuba with 28.6 millimeters and Gege with 28.8 millimeters. Meteorologist Sifiso Nzalo says more rains can be expected this week. Nzalo says they will be constantly updating the nation on the weather. What impact does this have on farming? The Director of Agriculture, Nelson Mavuso, says farmers can take advantage of the rains but must get information on different crops suitable in the different regions in that particular time.
Singakhuthaza ke kubalimi ukuthi labo labasengalimi awu ngabe sebatsebenzisele letimvula ngoba statistics sitawutsa sasikhale singakanani. Lokusasele sesingabeka nje yona lenyanga ya January ukuthi labo labangahlanyela ummbila etindzaweni letingasheshi tifikele kubanzi sebangabalekela etinhlanyelweni letiphuphuma kakhulu njenge logwaja etinhlanyelweni lethatha bo 90 to 120 days nguleto letsengalunga nyalo letinye talapho awu setingabe setiyakhinyebedeka ngoba setawukhanda babusika.
Mavuso says in as much as rains are needed, too much of them can be an inconvenience to some crops, which is where they step in as a ministry to advise farmers. The Water Affairs Department also announced spillage on some dams in the country. Makosini Koza of the Water Affairs Department says Mjoli Dam recorded 105.21%, Hawane recorded 100%, Lupotlo Dam with 96.08%. Some dams during the time of compiling this report were still being recorded. Koza warns members of the public against crossing flooded rivers as that may result to drowning. He warns motorists against washing cars next to dams which may have dangerous animals like hippos and crocodiles, and they themselves can slip and fall, resulting to loss of life. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Kiani Msibi, Mbabane.
The Youth Enterprise Evolving Fund has reached over 300 aspiring youth entrepreneurs under the Business Clinics program this year. This was said by the fund's Chief Executive Officer, Pegizwe Mazia. Our reporter, Samgal Siwakoza, has more on that story.
Since its inception in 2018, the Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund has funded over 500 youth-owned businesses. The Chief Executive Officer at Youth Fund, Pegizwe Mazia, says this year the fund dispersed 2.5 million emalangeni in support of 43 businesses, which created 47 employment opportunities.
The fund has approved a total of 43 loan applications for young people who have been successful in their loan applications. These loans are worth 2.5 million emalangeni, where various business ventures initiated by young people were funded. And a total of 47 employment opportunities have been created by these business ventures initiated by young people. This is a very positive outlook considering the prevalence of the COVID-19 as well as the social unrest that has engulfed the country during the current year. So young people have really soldiered on despite these challenges, but still came out tops and received funding and started businesses.
Mazia also added that through their Business Clinics program, the fund reached over 300 aspiring youth entrepreneurs.
The fund has, over and above these loans provided to the young people, provided capacity support to young people through training and mentorship, as well as assisting those who are preparing to apply for funding in empowering them to be in a position to prepare business plans and prepare business loan applications to the fund so that they improve their success rate to us as a fund.
To further improve business plan writing, The fund signed a memorandum of understanding with the University of Eswatini to train the youth on the proper ways of writing a business plan. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkel Suekoza with Mbongwa Dube and Muzim Konta Babane.
Right about now, we take a look at our financial report.
Standard Bank. It can be.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news making headlines in the world of sports. Monene Pirates collected maximum points in their MTN League games against Green Mamba. Now the Buccaneers cruised to 2-1 victory at Mavuso Sports Ground. And in another MTN clash, Mazini Seabirds defeated Tinyosi 3-1.
Mazini Seabirds faced Tinyosi in MTN Premier League games at the Mavuso Sports Center. Seabirds was quick to open the score in the first half through Sandomuzezwane, and the first half ended Seabirds leading the game. In the second half, Seabirds continued their hard work with Wandile Nhleko scoring 2 more goals. Tinyosi did have 1 goal in the second half by Innocent Zinisa, and the game ended Seabirds leading 3-1. In another game, Monene Pirates faced Green Mamba. Pirates had a good day in the office as they collected maximum points with 2-1 lead against Green Mamba. Green Mamba head coach Dumsan Makanya says they had a good game despite failing to get the maximum points on the day.
We created a lot of chances. We don't deserve to lose this game. Ngiko bathi ebholeni football can kill you. Nakunje. Because we did everything. We created, we were playing a very nice game, creating chances, but we can't score.
Gina Dlamini, who coaches Monene Pirates, says they deserve the 3 points judged on their previous game.
Games esidlala kamnandi umehluko ukuthi nje namhla sikhona ukuscora 2 goals, but otherwise I'm happy about the progress the team is making, and I'm looking forward to they will do better than last season in the season.
In another game, Tabankulu Kellys defeated Mbabane Solos by 4-2, while Young Buffaloes sinked Denver Sundowns by 4-1. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports, I'm Linda Dlamini, Mavuso Sports Center, Manzini.
Well, that brings us to the conclusion of our news bulletin at 8 here at Eswatini TV. But before we go, here's a quick reminder of our top stories tonight. La Cometelago continue with their royal duty of weeding royal fields. Senior citizens of Mapalaleni constituency founded the Golden Star project, which is a maize mill equipment. And the late Voivo Nzinisa has been described as the encyclopedia of health promotion in the country. Beautiful Kingdom of Eswatini. That brings us to the conclusion of our news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. We shall cross over to the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us and the rest of the team at Eswatini TV. For now, it's good night and God bless.